What is up, guys? Let me just... Okay, I already tweeted out the link. Welcome to a micro stream I'm going to be doing today. So today we're just going to be doing some Super Mario games. Yes, we're going to be talking about the Super Mario games. So we've got a tier list here of every single Mario game. Well, all the Mario games that I've played for the stream, at least. From, as you can see, they go from Super Mario Brothers, the original, up until Super Mario Odyssey. I've even added Lost Levels onto there as well, because I briefly played that on the Streamathon, if you guys remember. And we're just going to obviously got all the ranks here. So you can see we got S rank there for Superstar, Power Star, which is A, Five Flower, which is B, Super Mushroom, which is C, Poison Mushroom, which is D, and Star, which is F. Now, just make a note: in my opinion, there are no bad Mario games. Obviously, I've got a list here of stuff that wasn't on the Streamathon. I'm going to give my perspective on those in a little as well. Because why the fuck not? But for now, let's begin. Okay, so, I've got some background audio. Just trying to figure this out. Okay, yeah, no output. Suppose if I do this. There we go. Okay, so we've got our games here. So I suppose I could have done a Mario stream thing here, but I've just went through some of a copyright-free playlist, because why not? So we're gonna have a look at so the first game I played a part of this was the original Super Mario Brothers. Yeah, this game. I think it was so for context about how the Mario games go nowadays, it's probably not something I would suggest is probably the best thing to play, you know, if you want to get into this franchise, or if you've never played a Mario game and you want to jump in. It's good for curiosity, just because, you know, of the de facto of it being the original Mario game. Oh, the original Mario platformer. And, you know, its influence is like second to none, because I would not just say this is probably the most influential Mario game, period, but this is the most influential video game of all time, I'd say. Like, video gaming wouldn't be where it is now without the Super Mario Brothers. Personally. But, you know, a lot of the functions for it compared to, like, all of these, you know, like, some of the controls are a little bit dated, the feel of the game doesn't feel fantastic. And also, you know, there's the World 8 puzzle that I've always found kind of annoying. But all the same, it's not a bad starter for the Super Mario franchise. I think it's definitely, obviously, it's easy to play nowadays anyway, because, you know, it's on several emulators, like the So on several, it's easy to emulate, you know, like all the NES emulators you can get, and it's on Nintendo Online, and I think it's been released on every single Nintendo system. Re-released on every single Nintendo system from the NES to the from like the Super Nintendo to even today with the Switch 2. So I'm gonna put this in B. You know, it's a decent way to start. You know, its influence is incredible. I'm kind of comparing it to today's standards, though, personally. So it's worth giving a solid perspective on it. Lost Levels is going straight to D. Listen, people hate this game. Like, hate. Like, people said that this is one of the worst games ever made on the NES. I don't think it's that, or the worst Mario game. I don't think it's that bad, personally. Like, worst games do exist. But it's not great. The cheap bullshit that this game throws at you is insane. I mean, for example, I named one of the tiers literally off of one of the cheap bullshit that this game throws at you. And it's ridiculous. But, all the same, it's not a bad game in the conventional sense. It's just really difficult. But the thing is, it's too difficult. That's the main problem behind it. It gets way too hard. So, while I don't think this is an F tier game, I feel comfortable putting this in D. Next to this. I ended up really liking this game way more than I thought I would. Like, it's great. It's a good game. I don't think it was, you know, the later games on here hit me harder than anything else in the earlier times did. But this was a lot more fun than I remember it being. You know, it feels good. It plays really well. The music is legendary. I love the musical score for this as well. And even my memory of playing the GBA version of Super Mario Bros. 2 as well, with the original Mario Bros. Arcades connected to it as well. That was a good time. So I feel comfortable putting this in A tier. You know, it's a very good game. You know, the visuals are fantastic, and actually, now that I put that there, I'm debating about putting that in a high B. Yeah, I'll put it in high B. Because the thing is, while I find this game fun at the start, there are moments where it did get a little boring during the streamathon for it. You know, I've played, well, you know, it's... But don't misunderstand that I think the game is bad. I think the game is fantastic, but I don't know. Anyway, if we got Super Mario Bros. 3, you know, this game was probably, in my opinion, the best game on the NES by far. You know, all the new power-ups, the worlds, the music, everything. This game just improved so much on it. This game improved on everything that this did right, while adding extra shit to make this game the definitive Mario game for the NES. And the best thing is, because of how the sequels work, you don't need to play this first in order to get this. You can just start here. So I'm gonna put this in A. I think the controls were finessed. I think the power-ups really, really work in the game's favor. The music is great. I think the only thing keeping it from going into S tier was just... There was a general difficulty spike in the... World 8 was generally, like, almost frustratingly difficult in a way. But yeah, it's just a general like level of frustration for the later level. But you know, 90% of a game is better than the 10%, you know, you've done a really good job of the game. And yeah, I would say play this. it's not difficult to even find. Like I said, like with most other stuff, it's not difficult to find this game either. Now, this is on almost every NES emulator you can find, or even on the Wii Virtual Console, which is dead. Wii Virtual Console, which is also dead, and it's especially on the Nintendo Online shit as well. So yeah, it's a good time. So Super Mario World is up next, and oh my god, this game was I liked this game before, but coming out of it, I loved Super Mario World. To me, Super Mario World is like the definitive. Like, while Super Mario Bros. 3 is the definitive Mario game for the NES, Super Mario World is the definitive Mario 2D platformer, period. Or things that this game gets right compared to this is literally like night and day. Well, like I said, Super Mario Bros. 3 has like 10% bad with 90% good. This has like 98% good while 2% bad. Like, this is a phenomenal game. The music is fantastic. The world is creative. Dinosaur Island and all that is really good. Yoshi is an amazing addition. Still lasts today as well, as you can see from there, and even making a brief appearance in Super Mario Odyssey. Yoshi's still consistent. He's getting a game. Yoshi is getting a game this year. That's how heavy the staying power of Yoshi is to the Mario franchise because of this game. Even the power-ups, like the cape and all that, like, it's just, this game is fantastic. Yeah, S. It's going S. I can't, like, put it anywhere else but S tier. This game makes me so happy to play it every time I play it. Like, even after the playthroughs ended, I still go back and play Super Mario World every now and then, too. And how ironic as well that one of the songs that's just come up now on this playlist is is Yoshi's Woolly World. So, an easy one to talk about is Super Mario 64. So the first Mario 3D platformer, and I need to think about what I want to say about this, because one, because popcorn, and two, see, the thing is about Super Mario 64, yeah, this game, again, like Super Mario Brothers, it changed the industry. Like, this game was revolutionary for the industry. Like, 3D platformers existed, but 3D platformers did exist before Super Mario 64, but Super Mario 64 was the first one, in my eyes, to get it right. And get it right and get it good, too. But, like, it's janky. It is a janky game. I can't be too hard on it, though, because the game itself is still really fun. And even though I prefer one of the games that was on the Streamathon, which is Super Mario 64 DS, because of the additions that has versus this one, Super Mario 64 is still being talked about. One of my things about video games is it needs to have staying power. Or, like, am I going to remember this now? Am I going to still remember it now, and this is still going to have content for years now compared to what it had back then? And that's Super Mario 64 in a nutshell. Like, the game was released in 1996, and people are still talking about it as deeply as they are to this day. Even people still doing, like, live streams, people still doing live streams on the game, people doing speed runs. This game has one of the biggest ROM hack communities in video gaming. And even this game was the basis for, like I said, my favorite ROM hack of all time, B3313, which we've played on the channel several times. So I feel comfortable in putting it in A tier. Maybe obviously above Super Mario Bros. 3, but I'd still say it's kind of mid-high tier. It's a fun game. Oh, Little Root, beautiful. I love this game, but oh, gotta do a drink. I need to do I need to do a Pokemon tier list sometime. But yeah, so we got Super Mario Sunshine next, and I don't even know what to say about this one. Well, first off, the visuals. So the visuals of Super Mario Sunshine are gorgeous. Like, it has one of the prettiest visuals I've ever seen for a Super Mario game. Like, you know, the sunshine, the glint, the beautiful summer atmosphere behind the game. Even the goop in the game, which is meant to be disgusting, even looks surprisingly pleasant for some reason. I don't know why. It's a color scheme, I think. Like, looks like ice cream, basically. But the thing is, this game has some gigantic issues for me. Like, one of the big ones is the platforming. Like, the physics engine feels wrong, if that makes sense. Like, you feel like if you make a jump, for example, it feels like you are going to, and you clip the edge slightly, unlike one of the other Mario games, you would either fall off or, you know, kind of slip a little bit. In Sunshine, you like fly off to another time dimension, and that makes some of the levels really complicated. Like, one of them is the oh my god, and one of them is like the pachinko mini game. And if you remember the lily pad minigame as well. Like, it sounds just infuriating. Let's make this better. There we go. But yeah, so it feels weird, basically. And it's I still like Sunshine, but just not nearly as much as I would like. You know, not nearly as much as I did 64, or even the next 3D game. But I'm going to put this comfortably in mid-B. Okay, not a bad Mario game. This game is fantastic all the same, and to hell with the people talking shit about it, but it could be better. This game. So this was the one of my playthrough I couldn't finish because of controller issues with my Wii U and my gamepad breaking. But all the same, it's the better of the new Super Mario Brothers games. By far. I wouldn't call me the new Super Mario Brothers games are a series that went like this. Went this, then up slightly, down, and then down like that. Like, the first two were great, and the second two, no. But, basically, yeah, so this, I don't know, I want to rate it a higher, but by the proxy that I've never actually finished it, I can't in good conscience do it. I'm going to put it in low B, actually. Yeah, we'll put it in low B, because I still think this game is great. You know, the original Super Mario Brothers was nostalgic for me. Like, this was one of my first DS games. Speaking of classic YouTube, but yeah. Trying to think what I can go for this one. I'm tempted to maybe try and do a stream where I finish this. Like, get up to the same point as where I was on my original playthrough and finish this. But the thing is, I don't know. I want to keep moving on from Mario now. Now that we've played all the games up to Odyssey like I wanted to. I.e. that being Metroid. But I don't know. We'll see. But Let's make this the easiest choice now and put this immediately in A. I love this game. Super Mario Galaxy was something special for me. It came at the perfect time for me when it came out. See, because for me, the video game was... Actually, I'm going to put this in... Actually, no, fuck A. I'm going to put this in S tier. Because, see, for me, Super Mario Galaxy was a game that came at the perfect time. You know, it was... I was still in school at that point. You know, I just got my Wii for the first time, which was the first ever Nintendo system I got. And I remember and when I got it, I don't remember what games I got it the first time. I know that Sunshine or the GameCube controller was one of them. But I remember after that, the next game I got, the first game I pre-ordered on the Wii was Galaxy. Was it Galaxy? Yeah, it was Galaxy. It was Galaxy, then it was Brawl. No, it was Brawl, then it was... Oh my god, I actually don't remember. But no, I definitely pre-ordered this. I didn't stop playing it until I beat it. Like, this game meant something to me, but... And even going back to it on the streamathon, like, there were some levels that were annoying, but the thing is, they didn't take away from the experience. Like, Galaxy was still a beautifully made game for me. The fact that it's also getting kind of a movie adaptation as well, it makes this game more important than ever. Like how they didn't even make like a Super Mario World movie, they just went straight to Galaxy. Like, that was joyful for me. And, you know, I can't wait for the movie as well. You know, this game is incredible. I recommend everybody play it. New Super Mario Bros. Wii. So here's the thing about this one. It wasn't bad either. Like I said, the first two New Super Mario Bros. Games were wonderful games. Like, they did play good. The level design was fantastic. The level design was great. The music was fun. Even the features were good as well. So, I don't know. I'm gonna put this on B with original Super Mario Bros. I'm gonna put it over. Actually, I'll put that. I'll do. There we go. I think that's comfortable enough. Because the thing is, they're not bad games. I think that, in my opinion, they are better than the original Super Mario Bros. As controversial as that is, but I don't think they're good enough to really go into the higher tiers. Galaxy 2. This is tricky to talk about because thing is, I don't hate Galaxy. I think it's Galaxy 2. Galaxy 2, you have two different camps. You have those that say that Galaxy 2 is just as good as the original. You have those that say it's... you have three camps. You have those that say Galaxy 2 is just as good as the original. Those that say it's better. And those that say it's a glorified DLC expansion. I'm kind of in the middle between the first and the third. Like... this isn't a bad game. This is a good Mario game. Very solid, but it is nowhere near as good as the original was. Like, it's very hand-holdy. Sometimes the perspectives are a little bit... It's kind of like Mario Galaxy 1 for kids. A bit more for the kids, basically. So I'm going to put this in low A, in my opinion. It's good enough still to be above the other tiers, but it just didn't hit. What did hit, though, for me, was this one. This is underrated. This is one of the most underrated video games, in my opinion. Like, Super Mario 3D Land was a fun game. Really good atmosphere, really good gameplay, a really good 3DS game. I remember playing this, actually, before it came out. Like, because this was on display at Eurogamer Expo years ago, back before it was called EGX. Because it was this, Generations, So it was, if I remember correctly, it was this game, it was Generations, and it was Skyward Sword. Yeah. I think even WWE 12 was there as well, if I remember correctly. Like, that's how good that expo was. But we're not talking about the expo. We're talking about the 3D Land. Yeah, 3D Land's a good one. You know, for a 3DS game, the controls really worked for it, and the way they handled it. I mean, it was the Tanuki Leaf. Obviously, the Tanuki Leaf was back, but it wasn't really the Tanuki Leaf technically. Like, the Tanuki Leaf was much different than what it was in Super Mario Bros. 3, which was the last time it appeared. Because the thing is, there was the Raccoon Leaf and there was the Tanuki Leaf. There was the Raccoon Suit and there was the Tanuki Suit. The Raccoon Suit was like that one, where you could just glide, you can fly up, you can hit with the tail. The Tanuki Leaf was that, but you could like turn into a statue. The one in 3D Land was a little bit different because that was more hover ability or hover, while also hitting things with your tail. No like statue transformation, but it still was good to see that back, as well as the usual Fire Flower, the usual Fire Flower and the Mega Mushroom as well. I think Mega Mushroom was in this game, right? I know it was in New Super Mario Bros. And it was fun there, but I don't remember if it was in this one. I'm gonna put this in. I'm gonna put the A above Galaxy 2. I like this game enough to put this in A tier. Plus, I remember the good times playing this on my 3DS as well when I was in like college and stuff as well. Ooh. Yeah, these two are gonna get very vitriolic. I did not have a good time with Super Mario Bros. 2. Granted, I didn't hate it. Compared to most, I thought it was okay. It was fine at the beginning. But later on in the game, it gradually sunk in quality. I think it was the focus on just collecting so many coins as well, plus, and the supreme lack of giving me any power-ups made the game more annoying. Plus, also, obviously, I was crashing out near the finish line as well, a lot more than I did with the other games. But overall, I still think that the game is okay at best. Not bad enough to go into D with lost levels, in my opinion. And especially not bad enough to go into F, or frustrating enough to go into F into Star. But I'm gonna put it in Super Mushroom. Like, for me, it's half good. So, like, the first half of the game was really, really fun and really good, and like the classic New Super Mario Bros. 1 experience. And then the second half got way more annoying, and the level design was tanked in quality as well. I haven't put 1 in any of the games in F yet, but I'm gonna put 1 in F. I fucking was miserable with this game. Hang on, let me find a game that I could work with. Find a game that can work with the. So nothing. Okay. But yeah, New Super Mario Bros. 2 made me miserable. Like, if this game was like half good, this was a quarter good. Like, it started off fun, it started off being like, oh, I remember this game, it plays well, a game that looks pretty on the Wii U and everything, on the Switch and everything as well. And then the level design got bad. It got fucking horrendous. Like, spit everything at you as much as they can at you, and see if you can manage to not, like, want to put your head through a window, basically. And then even then, the final levels were bad. Like, they were fucking awful. It took me quite quick to beat this game, and also to beat these two as well. When I first got this game, which admittedly was on the Switch version, Deluxe, it took me months to beat this. because the final level was awful. Generally, I didn't want to consider putting this on anything other than F tier. I knew from the start this was going on F. Because this was the angriest a game has made me on stream. I don't controller break a lot unless like the game really pisses me off. Which is what this did. So this is staying here. Fuck Super Mario Bros. U. There was a better game though. Look at me, there was a better game though, which was this one. You know, there was two of the new 3D games, and I think this is the weaker of the 3D games. Not bad either, like I said, it's a good game, and it's, you know, very fun. The visuals are beautiful, the jazz score is wonderful as well. But I kind of, in good conscience, say this as a A-tier game, or even an S-tier game, really. You know, in conscience, I can't say that, but plus it also dragged quite a fair bit as well, but still, I feel, I don't know, I want to put this in either low A or high B. I'm putting it in high B. I think it's comfortable there. I think Super Mario 3D World is a good game with flaws that knock it down quite a fair bit. And also, by the benefit that sometimes it can get really fucking boring. But you know what game was never boring? The last one on our list, which is this one, Super Mario Odyssey. I have never played a game that has made me smile as much as this game has. The worlds were beautiful, the game plays good, the graphics are fantastic, the music is incredible. It has a good story for a Mario game as well. And I think there's a something for, like, to summarize how much I love this game. So, all of these games here may have had one or two moments where I was, like, kind of getting a bit tired of playing it, you know? Maybe one or two moments. Not often, but sometime, but, you know, sometimes there are moments I was like, oh, can this just end? I was excited to get back to this game each goddamn time I played it. So this is going immediately high S. Like, Super Mario Odyssey is genuinely one of the best video games ever made. And I say that with zero irony. Like, it's the one that plays the best. It's the one that looks the best. The gameplay is just stunning. And the story's really likable as well. It's just a love letter to Mario history, in my opinion. Especially with the post-game as well, with Mushroom Kingdom. And if you haven't played really any Mario games, I highly recommend everybody play it. But yeah, that's all of them, basically. That's all the games we've played in the Super Mariothon. And it felt good to really come back to this series again and play these all. So obviously, these were games that were on the Streamathon that I never played. This was, actually, fun fact, I was originally going to have one more episode with Super Mario Bros. Wonder as the finale. But I didn't want to delay the game any longer and have this stream go on much longer than I already did. Because I've been playing this since 2023. This was still back when, you know, I was still friends with that person. I just didn't want this to drag longer than it did. Yeah, that's why I ended it with Odyssey instead of Wonder. Otherwise, in my opinion, so far from what I played, Wonder would have gone into high A. Maybe even above Super Mario 64. Just from how good the game was. Super Luigi U, I can't really judge because it's kind of just an expansion for you, so I don't know, I would have put it in low D. Because it's better than you, but I don't know. 64 DS, I probably would have put it above Super Mario 64 at least. I don't know if I would put it in S. But the extra functions of Super Mario 64 were really good of this one compared to that one. And the Game Boy games, I don't know, not applicable. I don't know where I would put them. I think I probably would have put Super Mario Land in C tier, in high C tier, with Super Mario Land 2 being in low B tier, I guess. I don't know, that's the best thing I can really say. So, yeah, so that's the end of this tier list, and by proxy, the end of the Super Mariothon. Now, I want to talk for a minute. I've been streaming for a while, and I've not really had much successes. And some people could look at my stream and even say that, you know, triple digits aren't exactly successful. But to see me go from from like incredibly low double digits to let me turn off the music a sec. So you're seeing it go from incredibly low single digits to low double digits as well, and go from that to high double digits to triple digits for each stream I do, makes me feel really good about myself. It makes me feel like people are starting to watch me, even though there's not many. Like, even I got up to 300 subs. You know, that I wouldn't think I would have ever gotten to. I do plan on keeping on doing this. I plan on doing this until I start to feel bored of doing it. I know I don't stream as much as I used to, but with work going on and all that, and, you know, it getting really tiring recently, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try and stream a lot more in 2026. I promise. The first thing I'm gonna put into record is next week, which is gonna be the start of a rebooted streamathon for one of my favorite video game franchises of all time. You know, it's something that genuinely has meant a lot to me over the years. You know, because it is something that's meant a massive amount to me over the years. Hold on a minute. Sorry. It's something that's meant a lot to me over the years, and it's something I've wanted to get back into. So next time we are going to be rebooting with the Metroidathon. Sometime next week, maybe. I might not do it next week. It might be the week after. But it will be done before March comes to an end. I will be doing it. So we're going to be going... So the games... I'm ready to pleased to talk about the games we're going to be going through. So... Let me get the list up. So the games we will be going through on the Metroidathon Reloaded will be Metroid Mother, which is a ROM hack more based on the original Metroid... Basically, Metroid 1, but better. Metroid 2, Samus Returns, we will be trying to go through the Game Boy version, and I'm still indecisive of that. So I don't know if I'll do a flip of the coin to decide whether or not we'll do the Game Boy version or we'll just do the 3DS remake, like I said I did before. Maybe the 3DS remake, because I do like that one a lot. And then, obviously, Super Metroid, Metroid Fusion, Metroid Prime, which will be the remastered version this time. Metroid Prime 2, which, yes, we will finish. Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. Metroid Other M. Metroid Dread. And then we'll be closing off with a full playthrough of the incredibly overhated Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. So there'll be there's a 10 game streamathon compared to the compared to the 17 game streamathon that this was, and even the 21 game streamathon that the Call of Duty thon is going through right now. Oh, speaking of that, we're starting to sort of come up to on the route towards the ending of Vanguard. But after Vanguard's done, we've only got 3 games left. We've got Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, and Black Ops 6. And after that, I'll see what I want to do. I've been considering either a toss-up between starting on a Halo streamathon or cutting out first-person shooters for a while and just doing platformers again, where I do a Sonic-a-thon, which I have been considering. Because you know what I'm like with Sonic the Hedgehog. In fact, actually, one of the big predictions was for the Royal Rumble that if Chris Jericho doesn't enter, because I was so sure that Jericho would come out, that I would have to do a stream. I would have to replay Sonic 06 again for the streamathon. And Jericho didn't come out, so yeah, I have to play that again. So for the, and also for the, so I might just do the Sonic-a-thon again, because, you know, I like the Sonic games. I probably won't be 100%, but I'll see what I'll do anyway. I'll probably just do an update video later. But overall, thank you for joining me for the Super Mariothon. I love every minute of this series. I'm happy that the 40th anniversary is here. You know, with stuff like the Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario Galaxy movie out later this year as well. You know, Mariothon's doing okay. The new Yoshi game coming out soon, and you know, the inevitability of the next 3D Mario game that comes out. You know, I'll be there to stream it. You know, I'll be there day one to play it. But happy 30th to Mario. This franchise is never going to go away. And I'll see you in the next one, which might be tomorrow. Peace out, guys.